For this week's book babble of Black Boy, we were supposed to focus on something that we had read in Foster's How to Read Literature Like a Professor, and I decided to focus on the weather and specifically snow. In Black Boy, you see this kind of drabby, like kind of sad weather throughout the whole thing, and it kind of describes his life in that sense. In Snow, by Foster, what Foster said, can be seen as either death, kind of negativity, like sorrowful, solemn, just kind of all negative, like things that we're not really accustomed to when we see spring or just like the blooming type of things. But with the snow, I tended to see that the snow came and the winter was around when there are more negative times in Richard Wright's life. And when his grandmother dies in the book, we see the snow. We see it's like instantly right after the death, it starts snowing at where they're at, and it's when they moved up north from the south, because they go back and forth throughout the book. But we see the snow and we see it coming down, and it's almost like it's like gracefully coming down at first, but then we know this is the end of his grandmother. This is the end of a human being's life, and the snow kind of shows that. The snow shows death. It shows like the withering trees, and it goes hand in hand with his grandmother's death. And also, I think the snow is very informative to readers of how Richard Wright was feeling at the time. And maybe he didn't purposely put this in his novel, but we can see that Richard Wright, obviously, it's sadness. When he thinks about the gloomy weather, it's sadness to him, and it's sad experiences. But I think overall, Foster's different ideas can help you look deeper into your book and kind of see maybe where an author was using something Foster had mentioned, and maybe they weren't using it purposefully, and maybe they were just using it because it was in their mind at the time. It wasn't something that went hand in hand with that. But that's all we have for this week's book babble.